Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S, Jets, well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Two teams sitting above 500 in the early season, but only one will stay that way as we're off in week 4. From a couple yards deep, this is going to come out. And he won't get to the 20. Out of bounds just before it around the 18-yard line. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Will McDonald there on the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Blitz coming, Lamar. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on the route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Ready? From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Jackson. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. And holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Running it after the penalty. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. The rookie out of Alabama, they're on the tackle.
Well, it was bad enough that the previous run went backwards. You've got to have balance in this league. And we really do. There's no chance offensively to find sustained success unless you present run and pass to a defense. And right now, this defense is owning your run game.
Here we go, 2nd and very long. This finds Likely.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards if someone tracks him down.
Five DBs out there for the Jets. 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it. But it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. Secures this at the 17. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And it'll be Jets football.
On the ready.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Hawk 70. 70. Hut, hut.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here we go, here we go. Hup.
2nd and 10 now. Chased out to his right. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. Not the auspicious debut they'd certainly hoped for on that opening drive. The coverage, impressive, taking their first possession away with that interception.
Hey, it is tough to play a clean game in this league. Caliber defenders are awesome. You just hope that eventual missteps happen at a less meaningful moment than your opening series. You don't want to make it any harder to get your rhythm and get your passing game going.
A toss now to Henry. The flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard.
Come on, come on. 13.
Now Jackson. Into the hands of Likely. And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Lamar now from the gun. On the move, headed right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Bullock's kick is good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lot. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Xavier Gibson now to return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. They've got 1st down from the 31.
Here we go, set.
Here's Brees Hall on the ground for the first time. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Putting the tight end in motion.
60 Go.
Throwing here, Travis. That's caught. It's Brees Hall. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the gun, it's Hall. They're driving forward, but won't get beyond the line. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
Set up. 79 Broncos. 60 Eagles. Check out.
Travis. Wilson's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. That's complete to Wilson. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Chidobe, Awuzie, they're on the tackle.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on third down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They just get the play off. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's it. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They have second and pretty long here. Trying again following the sack. Forced out to his right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Go!
3rd and long for him here. Oh, he put some heat on this deep. That's grabbed inside the 30. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Ken, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Catch is made in close. Touchdown, New York. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, it's such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners. They'll be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. Yeah. That's well done.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard.
Wanna quit?
Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Shotgun snap to Jackson. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Lamar out of the pistol. Escapes the pocket. And this is intercepted. Quincy Williams has it. And the Jets will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, he didn't like what he saw from the pocket, Brock, so he kicked it outright. Coverage did a great job, though, never letting up, and they were there to pick him off.
Yeah, as a QB, you're just trying to buy a little time, break that defense down. But you know how you can tell a well-coached defense? When that QB rolls right, the coverage rolls right with them, flows right with them. So whether he threw it from the pocket or near the sideline in that case, I think we were in store for a similar result.
And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
It just feels like any time this guy touches the ball, it's a big play waiting to happen. He could be lined up wide or when they use him as a runner. If someone doesn't get a hand on him quick, he's gone.
They're set up at the 35 now.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
On 1st down, here comes Hall. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here we go, shot.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Travis to throw. It's taken in by Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it's good enough for a New York first down. Working inside the red zone. That one's complete right side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets parlay the interception into points. That one splits the uprights. And the Jets drive their lead to 11. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft it and try to stick him deep. On is the Jets kickoff team now to tee it up and send it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion left. 1st down. Here's Lamar. Finding Flowers. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First down throw for Jackson. He lofts it deep left. They connect on the deep shot. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Here comes Williams on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready? Hut.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Back now, pressure on its way. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Trying to find his tight end. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Go!
Here he is on 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. No return on that punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Hey, middle.
The drive begins with Henry. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Hands up.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 31. Caught by Flowers. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Out of the gun, Henry. Breaks the tackle, still going. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Another run for Henry. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up second and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Second and 3 now.
No, we changed it.
Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Complete, Derrick Henry. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
He brings the offense up now for a first and 10. From the gun, Jackson. This finds Likely. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for first and 10.
Hey, report.
From the red zone now. Into the hands of Walker. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive to take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on third down. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Short yardage situation here. It's third and 2. Running once more with Henry. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for first and goal.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense in position now. It's first and goal. They'll run here with Henry. And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Ravens take the lead just before halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens push their lead to 3. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Back to throw it. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. Here comes the final play of our first half.
Come on, set. Set, go.
Throwing it just before halftime. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. And this one doesn't go far. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set. Ready.
They start the drive with Hall. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10 plus, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Ready.
Play action on 1st down. Buying some time right. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
You know, most pass rushers really don't get enough credit for how well they read those quarterbacks. As he was fighting his blocker, kept his eyes on the ball, and he timed it perfectly to get a hand up in the throwing lane and force the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You're not going to see it in the box score, Kate, at the end of the game, but that was some high-quality zone coverage right there. Great design, tremendous communication, everybody trusting one another, and it allowed them to just collapse that pocket and finally get home.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here. He's on the move. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Hey, Ozzie, Ozzie.
Pistol snap to Jackson. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Report.
From the gun, a run for Henry. They'll cobble together a yard there. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lamar now from the gun. He'll get this to Henry. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Motioning left is their running back. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's got it near the 8. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. Following the play, we're going to have to pause as they tend to an injured player. It's Zay Flowers. Wow, an exciting playmaker for this offense who's being looked at. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Gets this to Bateman. Touchdown, Baltimore. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Travis looking to throw. Coming deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And this is picked up by the Ravens. And Baltimore finishes the return in the end zone. Touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead off the turnover. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is a scoop and score in the definition of a splash play defensively. You don't just rip possession away from the offense. You kind of rip their heart out, too. You rip possession, you turn it into points, and now that beleaguered offense is going to have to get right back on the field.
Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. Here comes Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Pioneer.
Travis setting up to throw. Completed over the middle. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They're going play action. Chased out to his right. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something when no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Set. Ready.
Travis to throw. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. And this is picked up by Reagan. And what a hit. That nearly forced another fumble, but he hangs on to it on the return.
Hey, I get it, Kate. 3rd down, you're doing all you can to try to stay on the field. But unfortunately, poor ball security loosens his hold on it, and the defense knocks it free. Instead of facing 4th down, even better, the defense is off the field completely.
Report.
First down, here's Lamar. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Shut up.
Trying down the middle with Henry. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. Call it a 70-yard pickup, and they're just a yard away now on 2nd and goal.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Shut up.
Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now Travis. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. That holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out.
Check go.
Travis. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connected. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Ready.
Here we go. 2nd and very long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just...
Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. The return begins on their side of midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Ravens more than happy to take over in enemy territory. Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Shut up!
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 3 quarters in the book.
I'm already.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone. They toss right side to Henry. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Second down now, 7 to go. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9.
Shut up!
Changing it up here, Jackson. And he drops it in the end zone. The look was there on 3rd down. Instead, it's incomplete. Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. Bullock's kick is good. And that grows the lead to 27.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one's incomplete over the middle. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Back to throw, Travis. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Let's go now.
Motioning the tight end now. He'll be touchdown short of the marker, so 4th down coming up.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a 1st down.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th.
Dragon 60. Ready. Ready.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Has him on the quick hitter. And he will get the first as they touch him down. Here's Travis. Finds his back complete. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and netted some positive yards.
That's complete to Wilson. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Here we go.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Ready.
Throwing here, Travis. On the move, headed right. Looking right, and he finds him. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here we go. Shot.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Ready.
They are throwing it again. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the 1st down.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches.
Ready. Hut.
Throwing now, needing a 1st. He finds it beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
So close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Set up.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they've made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile.
Let's go. Ready.
Now looking to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That one's cut at the 10-yard line. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets putting up points in a game decided. That one right down the middle. And the Jets still have a lot of work to do, Brock. It's a 20-point difference now. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And no dice on this kick. The Ravens recover. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
180. Middle. Sit up.
Henry running to the left. And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. The Jets take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Hey, Alpha, sit up. 180. That's it.
Give right side to Henry. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Let's see what they went with on third down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he finds him in the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens grow their lead yet again. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone, so the football will come back out to the 20. They're out and set, first and 10.
Come on, check go.
Airing it out to start this drive. Trying to push it deep downfield. Big gain downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Things looking totally different after that last play. It's first and 10 inside the opposing 30. Hall takes it straight ahead. And he's brought down for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles. Well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Go!
Offense to the line for second down.
Ready.
Here's Hall once more. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And this thing of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from New York.